Hello, my name is Andreas. I have a question for you, of course. Dr. Kappel has touched upon the fact that we do not necessarily have to use God as our undetectable creator of everything. We could use the flying spaghetti monster or Russell's teapot or anything. There's this fact, and then there's the fact that the resurrection, you used the resurrection of Jesus. That myth it's not really unique. There's been a lot of other creation myths and resurrection myths like that in other religions, and there are thousands of other religions. Now, I know I'm probably not gonna convert you in front of 600 people, but doesn't that make you wonder at least?
Perhaps it would if it were accurate, but it's not. With respect to the flying spaghetti monster, I think I dealt with that in the debate. The arguments, if they're successful, give you an immaterial, transcendent reality that exists beyond time and space and that brought all matter and energy into existence. The flying spaghetti monster is made out of a couple of meatballs and a bunch of spaghetti. It's a material entity that cannot exist beyond time and space and therefore cannot be the cause of the universe. So unless we're talking incoherent nonsense, you can see that the type of theism that we get to is going to have very specific properties of this being that will exclude things like the flying spaghetti monster. It won't get you to Christian theism, these first arguments, but it will get you a sort of monotheism, a personal creator and designer of the world who is the ground of absolute goodness. And then my arguments about the historicity of Jesus would get you to Christian theism. Now, it's in fact a myth perpetrated on YouTube and the internet that there are ancient myths of dying and rising gods in the ancient world. This was a contention of scholars in comparative religion back in the late 1700s, 1800s, that is now almost universally rejected by contemporary scholarships of ancient religion. Look at a book by Trig Mettinger, who is, I believe, a Swedish scholar who has written a major book on dying and rising gods. And he says people who think that there were pagan myths of dying and rising deities are like dinosaurs today. Hardly anybody believes that there were such things. When you look at these supposed parallels, they turn out to be spurious and concocted. And in fact, there's nothing in pagan mythology comparable to Jesus' resurrection. So this is just misinformation that's disseminated in popular media that isn't characteristic of scholarship on ancient mythology and religion.